Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit about a side project I've been working on for several months now, probably since the fall. And being on the trail is a good time to work on this. So it's actually natural vision improvement, or I guess vision restoration via relaxing muscles around your eyes. And this is called the Bates method. And the theory is that blurry vision actually comes from mental strain and constantly straining certain muscles in your eyes. And this theory was put forth by an eye doctor in the 1920s and 30s. William Bates wrote a book about this. And I read the book and I thought it was pretty interesting. I definitely suffer from chronic mental stress and anxiety. And since I've been talking to a lot of people about this, I know that I'm not the only one dealing with this issue. So this seems like an interesting way to try to reduce my stress levels. And taking all this time off from work has been a perfect opportunity to work on this. So the basic idea is this eye doctor has several different exercises to relax the muscles around your eyes. And one of the main ones is called palming. So you do it with both hands. I'm holding the phone with one, but you basically just put your hands over your eyes, make sure your hands are nice and warm, and then you close your eyes. And apparently, if you do that for at least 5 minutes, it allows your optic nerve to relax. And he says to try to visualize black when you're doing that. And another one is called sunning. So it's better to do it in the morning or the evening when the sun is close to the horizon. But you basically close your eyes and you look right into the sun and you turn your head side to side. And you do that for a few minutes. And then you're supposed to do palming after that. And so they talk about how your eyes need natural sunlight to be healthy and how the sunlight helps your those muscles relax. And then another big one is called swinging. So there's different swinging exercises, but it's basically to get your eyes to go from staring all the time to moving more fluidly. So one of them, you put a finger in front of your eyes and then you turn your head side to side. And then you also do it with your eyes closed and visualize your finger going from one eye to the other. Um, so I found these really helpful. It's helped me realize just this basically a chain of muscles that I'm constantly tensing all the way from my eyes. So when I started doing these exercises, all these different muscles started twitching, like all the way down into my nose and even into my upper lip. And then it helped me realize different things. Like, for example, I realized, one thing I try to do is just lay in bed at night and just try to relax every muscle in my body, which is surprisingly hard to do. And by doing that consistently, I've realized that a lot of the time I'm like tensing a finger and especially on my left arm. And when I try to relax that, then all these muscles start twitching in my neck and shoulder. And I've had a lot of shoulder problems with that side, that left side. So doing these exercises has really helped me identify all these muscles. A lot of them are like semi-voluntary, I guess. Like if you think about it, you can maybe control these, but a lot of the times you're not thinking about them. And I'm tensing a lot of those muscles a lot of the time. So being out here on the trail is a great opportunity for me to focus on relaxing these muscles. And when I'm hiking all day and I have nothing to really think about, I just think about one of these muscles that I've identified that I'm tensing. And as I'm walking all day, I just try to consciously relax that muscle. And it takes a lot of work. It's a bad habit that I've built up over time. There's a more modern version of this book called Give Up Your Glasses for Good by Nathan Oxenfeld, who, total coincidence, I happen to go to high school with him. Um, but he talks about think back to when you started to wear glasses and like, was there some traumatic event or something that happened? And for me, it was in seventh grade. And I just think it's that time of life when I started becoming more self-conscious. You start worrying more about how you look and appear to other people and fitting in and not being made fun of and stuff. So, I really think a lot of this tensing of muscles goes all the way back to then. I also remember that's kind of when my left shoulder started bothering me, which years later I had a torn labrum in that shoulder, and even after that I was having a lot of problems. So I think potentially I'm dealing with like decades of mental stress that I'm trying to unwind now, and I'm glad I'm doing that. As I'm able to relax these muscles more, I am feeling more mentally relaxed. So even out here on the trail, it's easy to become stressed. it's easy to start worrying about how many miles I'm gonna hike every day or what time I'm getting into camp, and, since I've been working on this for probably, like, 8 or 9 months at this point, I'm not as worried. I am starting to feel more relaxed, but I know I still have a long way to go with this. So, to get some just hard results, so the interesting thing about this is I feel like I can actually measure how relaxed I am based on my prescription, and so I had a baseline. My prescription hadn't really changed in probably 5 or 6 years, and I'm nearsighted, and, I also have an astigmatism in both eyes, but I noticed an improvement after, like, 7 or 8 months of this. So I went to the eye doctor just a month ago, and, I had an astigmatism in my right eye, which was negative -0.5, and that went away completely, and then I have an astigmatism in my left eye, which was negative -0.75, and that improved by -0.25, so that's down to negative -0.5, and my nearsighted correction was, -2, and that didn't change at all. So I'm still working on these things. I'm noticing a difference, which is why I'm continuing to work on this, and, so that's kinda that. I'm just bringing it up because, people are noticing that I'm wearing glasses less and stuff, and, I'm explaining why I'm doing this, and almost every person I'm talking to is dealing with some kind of stress or anxiety. So I think it's worth maybe having a conversation about that. Why is everyone stressed out and anxious all the time? For me, my job was a big stressor. Just dealing with a lot of deadlines and kind of feeling like I was overworked a lot and being put in like unfair situations a lot of the time. So I know there's just a lot going on. We live in this quote unquote fast paced world, and I don't know. So I'd like to hear from you all if you're interested in talking about this. Are you dealing with chronic stress and anxiety, and if so, why? And the subreddit's a really great forum. I feel like for this because there's a culture of anonymity on there. So feel free to share anonymously, and if you all are writing comments about it, I'd be happy to facilitate a discussion and talk about this on future podcast episodes. So that's the Bates method for you. I'll put the books in the description, and I'll talk to you later.